Jesse on Fire co-hosting the podcast. All right, fuck it. We'll do that.
Now, before we get into this video, a lot of you might think that you know why I put that video clip at the beginning. You probably think I want to gloat, but that's not why. Before I even do the video, I want to say this. Thank you to all of you guys that follow my videos and support me. I watched that clip, and Bisping both, yes, I'd love to have Jesse on as, whatever he said in the clip, and then 2 minutes later, someone else was like, have Jesse on the pod. Like, I can't tell you how flattered and grateful I am for that, you guys. Like, I'm serious. Like, I absolutely mean it. Thank you guys for constantly supporting me and throwing my name into the mix in other places. I couldn't do it for myself. I could not do that without you guys. Thank you very much. All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. Now, we're going to talk about Dustin Poirier again, but we're also going to talk about Charles Oliveira, and we're going to talk about who the best lightweight in the world is right now, and that includes Khabib, because my hypothesis is that Dustin is the best fighter in the world right now at 155 pounds, and that includes Khabib. And the reason for that is because Khabib is off the map, okay? Khabib's not putting himself into the mix. Now, that might sound like a sleight of hand, where it's like, well, maybe he'd still be the best if he trained, but he's not training, right? He's not training. Because as soon as Khabib's not training, right, he's not doing a fight camp, he's saying he's not going to do any more fight camps, saying that he's actually the best 155-pound fighter if he's not training and he's never going to put himself in fight shape where he could beat Dustin Poirier ever again, because it would take a full camp to be able to beat Dustin Poirier after a full camp, then he's not the best fighter in the world anymore. Like, it's if you're trying to say, because I'm getting this feeling all over the place. People are saying things where they're basically alluding to the fact that these are like, Charles Oliveira and Dustin Poirier are like two dogs that are pulling on the other end of a rope, but the rope is actually Khabib's, right? It's like, well, the only reason they're able to kind of like fight over this rope is because Khabib threw it in the mix, right? Like, it'd be Khabib's if he wanted it. And, I understand why their opinion is that. I'm pushing back on that, right? Because as soon as you take a guy who's not fighting anymore, he's not training anymore, he is not dedicating himself to that anymore, he's not going to do any more fight camps, what you're basically saying is, if this, that, if blah, 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 whatever, dude. I mean, it's not a smart argument, That's like saying, if Lionel Messi would have dedicated his entire life to fighting from age 0 to age whatever, he would have for sure been the best 135-pound fighter in the world of all time. You're like, yeah, but he didn't. He didn't do that, right? He didn't do that. Well, he could have been the double champ, 125 and 135. Yeah, but he didn't, right? He's the best soccer player ever. Well, Cristiano Ronaldo could be, but he's not, okay? Khabib is like, I am not fighting anymore. I'm out. And so if you want to throw hypotheticals on top of Khabib now and say that these are not the two best lightweights in the world, that is not dissimilar from saying that Messi would have been the best lightweight at blah, blah, blah. You're talking ifs, man, And so on Saturday, you're going to find out who the best 155-pound fighter in the world is, because on that night, they will be the best 155-pound fighters in the world, and Khabib is never going to put himself in fight shape again to be able to take that rope back, right? So I think that's important to note, and I'll tell you why. So I was looking at an interview that Dustin Poirier did with Morning Combat, and they asked him, they were like, look, is the chapter closed on Conor McGregor? Is the Conor McGregor chapter closed? And he was like, I don't think that chapter's ever going to be closed. And I was like, yes, Dustin, yes. Now, what's funny is when they first asked him about it, I will acknowledge it's possible I'm jamming myself into this, but I did a video where I said he should do blah, 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 and 40, 50,000 people saw it. I saw a smirk on his face where it was almost like, are they baiting him to see what he's going to do because everybody saw that video? Because, this is the thing I think people don't understand. For whatever reason, I say things like, I bet you those guys saw that video, and people are like, oh, yeah, dude. Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm sure Chael saw that video. Oh, dude, I'm sure Dustin saw that video. I'm not bragging, dude. People keep putting, if I say something like, I think this guy saw my video, they're all, oh, Jesus, do I have to listen to this fucking guy brag? I'm like, do you guys understand what this channel is? I'm literally analyzing fighters. I'm analyzing UFC and fighters and why they say things, what their strategy is, etc. So if I think that the reason they said something is because they saw it in a video I did about them that 40,000 people saw, then I'm just pointing out that it's possible the reason why he said that is because I did a video about it, okay? I'm not like, I don't even understand how people interpret things that way. I got comments the other day, and I actually was in such a bad mood. It's the first time I've ever deleted a comment just because I got mad. And it was because I was in such a bad mood that I was like, that I can't even know that this comment thread is here because I'm just going to blow up. Like I'm in the worst. I was in a very rare mood. I raged all last weekend. And it was like, I literally said on my video, I was like, Chito Vera was on my flight, which he was, my Southwest flight, okay? We weren't on a private jet. I was flying home, Orange County to Austin, on a fucking public Southwest flight that anyone could have been on. He happened to be on the same flight, and I said I talked to him when we were at baggage claim, and he's cool. That's the fucking story I told. And these guys are like, Jesus, are we gonna have to listen to this fucking guy bragging all the time about how cool his life is? I was like, how could you hear a person say that it's a fucking MMA channel, dude. Like it's a UFC channel, right? I saw a very famous, one of the fighters I really like, who I've talked about on the fucking channel 1,000 times. I'm like, he was on my flight, dude. You know, Cheeto was on my flight. I love that guy. You know, we talked at baggage claim. How is that not notable information? You know, oh, geez, listen to this fucking guy bragging. Jeez Louise. That was a tangent that I just went on. But nonetheless, fuck you, okay? Anyway, but so, Dustin, me having put a lot, you know, again, I don't understand how people would think that it's like super outlandish. Do you understand how many people fucking 40,000 people is? Visualize that group, okay? And then ask yourself, if you were Dustin Poirier, if someone did a video that said Dustin Poirier's catastrophic interview and 40,000 people saw it, you think you wouldn't be one of them? Give me a fucking break. Of course he saw it. Anywho, but he had a huge smirk on his face. And the way that I read that smirk was, he probably was like, oh, this is that thing they're asking me about Conor, and people are wondering if I'm going to do the fucking thing. Like, am I going to do the thing? Am I going to do the thing? And so he didn't do the thing. He's like, I'm not really worried about him. He's going to determine. He's smirking. Then at the end, they're like, is that chapter closed? And he was like, that chapter won't ever be closed. I was like, yes! Yes, Dustin, that's correct. It is never over, son. It's never over. So whether he saw it or not, which he for sure did, excellent answer. That's a huge fucking tangent. I'm in the mood for tangents. So in the comments, I was writing to him and I was like, yes, Dustin, let's go get that title, dog. You are my dude. You're the best lightweight in the world. I fucking love you, brother. And I actually, you know, and then at the end, I was like, you're the best lightweight in the world. And as I was typing that, I was like, fuck, man. That matters. Like, that shit fucking matters, man. Is he really the best lightweight in the world? For him, dude. Like, for him, does that really, like, of course, like, if I'm him, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, okay, I'm fighting Charles for the world title, but, like, you know, I did get choked by Khabib. Am I really the best 155 pounder in the world? And the answer is yes. I mean, like, that shit matters. So, like, yes, he's the best 155 pounder in the world. 100%, if he wins, which I think he will. And I'll tell you why I think he's going to win. Is because Dustin does not break, okay? Dustin might lose, but he doesn't fucking break, dude. That guy has never been broken, ever, okay? So for him to lose, the way I see it, he's going to have to get submitted. And so when you think about that, what you come up against is he's going to have to get out-wrestled to get put in a position where he's going to get strangled. Unless you think that Charles is going to knock him out, which I don't. I don't think that Charles is going to knock him out. I think that if you stay on the feet with Dustin, you're in a fucking slugfest. And if you think you're going to break Dustin, I would point you in the direction of his entire body of work for, oh yeah, so when did you break him? Because, you know, Charles doesn't generally do like flash knockouts on people, although, you know, he knocked out Chandler pretty good, but Chandler's hand was down and he got clipped perfect. Anyway, you know, so like, I think it's standing. Dustin breaks him. I think Dustin breaks him. That's how I think he wins. And if he goes to the ground, yeah, Charles has a tremendous advantage. How's he going to get it to the ground? Who have you seen out-wrestle Dustin? Khabib. Who else? No one. No one is the answer. Fucking no one is the answer. Who's ever out-wrestled Dustin? No one, right? So you think Charles is going to, like, Charles is an exceptional grappler, obviously. He's like a fucking, he's like an instructional video for jiu-jitsu. It's like, here's perfect. Like, you want to see what perfect looks like? That, you know? Actually, fuck, I shouldn't say that. I should actually ask Steve if that's even moderately accurate. I'm just saying things. Dude. I'm just saying things. I have no idea if it's accurate or not. But yeah, so I see Dustin breaking him. And that is because Dustin doesn't break. So that's that. Now, the other thing I was going to talk about super quick is, if you guys didn't hear, Muhammad Mokaev is going to be fighting Cody Dirty Durden at UFC March 19th. The UFC that's going to be in, where is it? I don't know. Target London. So Makhachev is going to be, it's his debut. He's undefeated as an amateur. He's undefeated as a fucking pro. He's a Khabib, Dagestan guy. Actually, is he Khabib? Actually, I don't know if he's a Khabib guy, actually, because he's a Dagestan guy, but I'm pretty sure his management is Conor's management. And why is this fight notable? Because what did I say when Cody Dirty Durden went on his racist tirade? Send that dude back to China where he came from. Everyone's like, oh, damn. My SJW is just, it's raging right now. And I was like, it's brilliant. It's not racist. It just sounds racist. So people are going to get mad. And everyone got really mad. And then Makhachev, who I guarantee did not think it was racist, but was smart enough to recognize an opportunity, was like, put me in there with this guy. I'll smash his fucking face in. I'll smash him. I'll put him in the ground. That's what I do. I'm from Dagestan. He made a big scene of it. And now he gets to fight him in his debut. Look at that. Look how that works out, right? It's almost like making a show of it is good for your career in all categories, you know, unless you're Ben Roethlisberger and you say weird shit that doesn't really land. But yeah, so that's notable. So when you see Cody Dirty Durden against Makhachev, think about that, right? That is the correct answer. You know, I actually really wish that I would have, let me see actually if I can find this comment while I've got you guys on, because I had a comment from a dude who, and it was such a great comment, I pinned it. And I think it might have actually been on the Dustin Poirier video in question. Let me see, hang on, let me see if this is the right one. Damn it. That was not the right one. Oh, I know which one it was. So sit tight. I'm probably going to have to, look at this, I got it. Look at that. All right, so this was commented to me by Josiah. These were his thoughts about me saying Dustin should do the whole show about Conor, and then basically just that entire line of stuff relating to, you know, Conor and all that stuff, right? And wait, what? Whether he should do a big show of it. Now this was serious. I pinned this. It's a fucking multiple paragraph comment that was really, really smart. Now I hear a lot of people argue with me in the comments, and their shit is so fucking tired. It's so tired. It's the same thing. It basically breaks down like this. I hate Conor, okay? So this was his, and I'm going to read it to you, and then we'll go from there, right? So this is Josiah. He said, I work for the 5th fastest growing marketing company in the US and the 87th fastest growing company overall per 5,000 2021. Here's my take on this since you asked. You are 100% right logically. Factually, it really isn't that easy to make a significant difference. It really is that easy to make a significant difference in the business, money, pay-per-views, brought, exposure, etc. That being said, MMA especially, specifically the UFC, and where it's at right now, the peak of global popularity, it is a different beast than any sport or activity we've ever seen. It's not WWE. It's not a reality show. It's not traditional martial arts. It's a crazy blend of everything that means there is no blueprint for how it should go. By you being so 100% about this, you're basically saying the only goal is to sell more. No, it is the main goal of the business. It is a choice fighters can take. But here's the reality. No, not only can fighters do what they want, it's actually beneficial to this new crazy beast we call MMA on a global level for fighters to not take the action that results in the most pay-per-view and money, because we're still in the sport's infancy. He doesn't defend that point, actually, okay? But anyway, it's still in the fighter's best interest. I don't really understand why, but anyway, because we're still in the sport's infancy, no matter what, fighters are going to come along and do exactly what you want them to do. Take 2 seconds to say what will push the business forward. In fact, I believe we're going to see more and more fighters going that route. Of course, that's what they're financially incentivized to do. So with this new crazy beast that none of us have a blueprint for, you have to accept and appropriate the different route. Authenticity. Fighters not giving a fuck about what to say that makes them or the business more money, and have their actual intentions being just to say how they feel. Don't do anything different than how you feel, because they've earned that right by being fighters. They've gone through the hell and the sacrifice to get to where they're at. I fucking love this and totally agree in principle. Depends on what your goal is. And as the sport grows, guarantee even the masses, once enough of them are into it, could be 10 years, could be 50, but it'll happen. This style authenticity, just being real, is going to become absolutely invaluable. Agree. In some cases. Guarantee as the sport reaches the masses more, fighters who represent traditional martial arts authenticity, the demand for them will increase, and it will actually sell more, guaranteed. I don't agree with that. Jesus, I'm out of time. I've got a fucking meeting right now. I'm not filming this over. This WWE, you said it yourself, it's something completely new, different, unexplored territory. So overall, no, I don't agree. You're 100% correct in what Dustin could have done, but no, that is not at all what he should have done. This is his legacy. People that watch now, people that watch 50 years from now, their impression of him is what matters to him, and that's what his legacy should be. You know, pay-per-views be damned, basically, is the last part. Now, here's the thing. That's the best comment I've ever read. That's the best comment anyone has sent me. Most well thought out, clearly an incredibly intelligent gentleman that could probably teach me some things. But as it relates to this particular thing, I don't agree at all. And I'll tell you why. Because Dustin wasn't going to have to sacrifice authenticity in order to do what I said he should do. Okay? All he has to do, the only thing he has to do, is just say, I'm still upset about what Conor said. Like, yeah, of course, like maybe he's not actually angry. But it's not a stretch to believe that he would be. Because if Conor said that to him in a different environment, he'd kill him. You know? If Conor was some dude who was an actual threat, like he would just attack him. And so all he has to do basically in the camera is behave in a way that reflects the way he would behave in his real life. He wouldn't let somebody talk about his wife like that. He wouldn't let him do like, and so it's just a matter of capturing the real emotion that he would feel in that environment and then holding on to it and then delivering it on command. That's what it is. It's not inauthentic. It's about being able to capture an emotion and then deliver it when it matters, right? So anyway, well thought out comment. I can't believe I have to cut this off because I have a meeting, but thank you guys. Love you guys. Chat soon.